Hello kids, welcome to this week's class. This week in reading we will be learning about informational text. Now y'all know I like to give all of the information and all the tea. However, I don't have all the time, so I have to get right to it. I did pull a book that I thought was super cool to share with you guys, if you can see it. Ranas Fantasticas. And I see this cool animal, and then I look through the book and I see it has, I think that says table of contents. We're about to talk about why I'm not going to use this book, but I think you guys already know. Look at this. It has pictures, subheadings, captions. Y'all remember all those things we talked about in nonfiction text? I'm going to keep going. Look at this. Y'all know I don't even know. Oh, you can't see, Lord. Look at that. Photos. Here's a paragraph. Here is a caption that tells us about the photo. But overall, I am not going to read this book to you because, quite frankly, I don't speak Spanish well enough. But this is a cool book. If I can find it in English, nonfiction is what we're about to get into. Informational text. Informational texts. Second note, there we are. Screenshot it if you want. That's my drawing. Informational text teaches us about facts, about a topic. It also is nonfiction. It's not fake. It's real. I can prove it. Informational text can be found in your newspapers, articles, books, encyclopedias, a lot of places. I like informational text because I love to learn. Y'all don't even see that note, but here we go. I'll show it again later. Hopping right into the lesson, I pulled some informational text that I wanted to share with you before you guys read your informational text, okay? First one I pulled up was animal startups. And as you guys can see here, we have the title of the page, right? We have bold print and highlighting lets us know that a word is being defined here. We have two paragraphs. We have photographs, and there are captions that tell us about it. So I don't think I'm going to read this one to you. However, if you want to screenshot it and read it for yourself, I'm cool with that too. But I got something that I will read to you today. My story that I'm going to read to you today is A Class by Themselves. But I want to set our purpose for learning today. In today's lesson, here's what we're going to do. You know what? I'm going to pause it and I'm going to flip the camera so you can really see as I talk. So as we see here, the central idea of the text, we're going to look at the central idea of the entire text. You're going to know it's the central idea if it tells the point of the entire text. If you can tell the point of the entire text, you understand the central idea. You know it's the content's central idea if it is what the text is really about, and also it's the central idea. You know that you have it. You can question, is the author's message for what they want the reader to learn there? So with that being said, I'm going to read the article A Class by Themselves, and I'm going to ask myself, what is the point of the text? What is it really about? And what is it that I think the author wants me to learn? So I'm going to use what I call this Pokemon graphic organizer. And I don't want you to do the same thing when you submit your work to me. Draw the circle, draw a line, a little circle in the middle. That's going to be where I'm going to put my central idea. Pokemon it all the way out. And then you're going to write what I know. So I'm going to write this part first. And then I can't read backwards. What I learned. If afterwards you're going to check, like, okay, I know, like, this is about sea spiders. I know spiders have 8 legs. So I would write this there. I'm going to brainstorm for a little while. Well, I can do it right now with you. I know spiders have 8 legs. I know they're not insects. I know they have multiple body parts. I'm curious about this one. It looks like it's underwater. So maybe it breathes underwater. Possibility, but I'm not sure. And so then I'm going to read it, and then we're going to see what I learned. I also want to add that it's critical for you to know I assumed the story was about spiders because I used the subtitle, the caption, and the picture. Okay, and also just like I do with you guys, as you guys can see, there are 3 parts to this with 2 subheadings present. The subheading I'm going to read today, look at that photograph, and then there's also a caption. I'm going to read this section. It's called Sea Spider. The sea spider is a difficult to classify animal. It is an arthropod because it has body segments and exoskeletons. The problem is in the sea spider's body structure, which is unlike any known arthropods. Sea spiders have a straw-like mouth, a tiny abdomen, and portions of their intestines are in their legs. Scientists must decide if they need to make a new classification or change an existing one to account for such unusual body structures. So overall, when I think about the central idea of this story, I think that the subheading Sea Spider helped me. So on my Pokemon graphic organizer, in the center, I added Sea Spider, just like I want you to do when you read your article. Secondly, what I learned. I'm going to start in this part listing that I learned about the straw-like mouth. If you notice, I'm looking back to my text to find information. I learned it has an unusual body structures. Those are things I didn't predict in my pre-observation of what I know. So as I wrap up my independent part of the lesson, I just want you to see I have my central idea, Sea Spider. I added those details, but then I went back. I put checks next to the ones that I got right, and I put a question mark next to those things I didn't know, but I know now because of my reading. For your independent practice, you're going to be reading the story in the link I provided, The Amazing History of Dogs, because we're still going to talk about animals. And you're only going to read this section, How the Wolf Became the Dog. Provide me the central idea and your notes on the Pokemon organizer.